last load of hot tubs. I started out in Johnson City, Tennessee, and I apologize if this camera is shaky. I gotta get a better mount for this camera. Got it on the windshield or something. Well, now it's just a mount, a cup holder. Headed over here to drop this last load of hot tubs. I had 4 stops. This is my last 4. Stuff like that. Anyhow, get over here and drop this last load of hot tubs and hopefully get a backhaul back to Texas for the weekend. Right, the problem with that is I've only got like 6 hours left on my 70. That means, for those who don't know, we only have 70 hours to run. That won't do any time and an 8 days worth of duty. So I've used up most of my hours already. I started last Sunday. So actually, I've been running on recaps for a lot of that for the last couple of days now. So today's Friday, so that's quite a bit of hours. So I'm working like 6 hours left on my 70. I get hours back tonight at midnight on the 8th day. Recoup some of those hours that you used on the first day. So. Say for instance on Sunday, I only worked an hour and a half because I had to go to the trucking shop. I had a busted wheel seal on one of my drives under accident. So I had to stop in South Dallas on my way out. I didn't make it very far on Sunday. And I did $800 to get that fixed. It took them all night to do it. They got it done. I was still able to get back on the road on Monday and still make my delivery in Tennessee on Tuesday. So it worked out. I wasn't late or anything. So I don't I'm late for our program. So those hours that I worked on Monday, I would get back on Monday night. So if I don't do a 34-hour reset, then I get those recap hours back every day. The problem with doing that is you got to make sure every load that you're hauling, your time frame is going to fit. Pick up your delivery schedule, you're going to have no time to get to where you're going. It's all about time management. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult, sometimes it's better to just do a reset, but I try not to do a reset on the road. I don't like doing resets on the road because I'd rather do it at home with my wife and family, get home, take care of stuff. But it is what it is sometimes. You just can't avoid it. So you gotta take it good with the bad sometimes. But we're gonna get over here and unload these hot tubs. There's only 3 on here left. They had 14 to start. And they're huge. They take up the whole inside of this trailer on the width. So, and Rachel says it's being passed here with our Later Express. Fort Worth, Texas, where I'm from. They're right over there off of 35. She's up there off of North Pacific River. Where that is. I think their trucks are governed. I'm doing 64 passing. I'm doing 62. That's like TMC. Their trucks are governed way down. Shout out to Later Express. So, hopefully get a back call going back to Texas. Do my 34-hour reset. Take a couple days off. Get back at it next week. Supposed to be working and just by the way, this is my backing up all the way back to the beginning of this video. This is my first, so hopefully I'm going to start doing this channel again. It's Red Rover. I'm Red Rover. You can find me on TikTok at Red Rover1, Red Rover _1, I believe. I don't know my own username. I go on TikTok and watch other people's videos, and I haven't made a whole lot of videos. I don't have a whole lot of content on there. But I want to try to start doing more of these watching more and more videos. There's guys out here doing videos, traveling around the country. They've got a bunch of subscribers. And I don't know if it's just people interested in what we do, or they just find it interesting of, trucking in general, but it's an interesting job. I was always intrigued by it. I blame my father for putting the bug, trucking the bug in me at a very young age, because he wasn't a truck driver until 2014 or 15. He drove for Swift for a couple of years after he got a CDL, but that was way after. My father was always into electronics and computers, and when I was a kid, we lived outside Tyler, Texas, and he used to take me to the truck stops and work on the trucker radios. He was this radio man, and that's what he did in Vietnam, in the Navy. He's always been in the communications and had his radio operator's license in Texas for many years, and just knew everything there was to know about radio. And I have a buddy that knows a lot about that too. And he's my go-to now since my father has passed away last year. And he's kind of been my go-to, whenever I need some radio help anyway, since I've known him, just because he's very knowledgeable in that field, and I have no idea what the heck I'm doing when it comes to radios. I know how to plug them in and talk on them, and that's about it. Change the channel. Because I use radios for fire service too, because I'm also a firefighter. I'm actually a battalion chief for our local fire department near where I live. So I have to use them all the time, and I have to know how to operate them. But as far as working on them, programming them, I wouldn't know the first thing of what I'm doing. I'm sure it wouldn't take much to learn, but that's just one of those things. I've never really gotten interested in learning how to do it. It's intriguing a little bit, but it's not something that I really was interested in doing. But anyway, my father got me interested, obviously put the trucking bug in me. He'd take me to truck stops, and he'd sit me up there at the bar, with the truckers while they were in there eating or drinking at the bar. And back then in the early 80s, there was those little photo truck stops, those little towns, and they all had bars. Drinking a beer after a long day on the road was very common back then. You don't see that a whole lot these days. There's very few places to do that these days because of frowned upon or because there's so many accidents, and now there's a whole drug and alcohol program. It's a huge no-no in the trucking industry nowadays to consume alcohol or be anywhere near it pretty much now. So the FMCSA is really strict to crack down on. And the rules have changed since then a whole lot. So, anyway, he'd sit me up there at the bar with a grilled cheese sandwich. I'd sit there and watch him work on radio. I don't remember a whole lot about what he was doing, because I was only 2, maybe 3 at the time. But he'd take me out there to the truckers and the trucks and work on them, and let me sit up there and pull that horn. I just loved it. I remember those days. So trucking was always interesting to me from a young age. Being a boy, obviously, truck driving is interesting to most boys because that's what boys do. They like trucks, toys, things that make noise, pushing buttons and stuff like that. I know my son does. He's only 13 months. He loves that kind of stuff. So I'm I can't wait to get him in the truck when he gets old enough and take him out and show him how this stuff operates. Time passes later. So, anyhow, I know, like I was saying, I've been here with a bunch of people that are interested in it, and it is an interesting job. For the most part, it is difficult and stressful a lot of times. It can be very frustrating. And I follow a guy on YouTube, and I'm actually just subscribed to his channel, but I think I've got almost all his videos watched now. And it's just trucking. He's out of South Carolina. And I know his name's Justin. I don't know his last name. Great guy, and he's just got the best attitude towards trucking and just life in general. And I wish everybody else would emulate, that, or all the other truckers. You see a lot of truckers out here are disgruntled, they're pissed off at the world for whatever reason, road raging sometimes, and it's not a whole lot of good inspiration out there for a lot of truck drivers. This guy, I've commented a couple of times on some of his videos, just making comments to some of the things that he's pointed out, but I haven't commented a whole lot on his videos. But I love his content, and he uses the drone for a lot of his shots, and I'd love to start doing that. I have a drone, but it's not very good. I haven't even used it. I got it for Christmas about 3 years ago. I think I've used it twice. It's been sitting in the original box in my closet for the last couple of years, so I need to pull it out and figure out how to use it again, and try to see if I can start using that drone for maybe some of these videos and stuff. But anyhow, I love his content, and he's just got a great attitude and beautiful family, and I love what he does and how he operates. He's an owner-operator, pulls his own, brokers, goes to brokers and load boards and finds his freight, but it sounds like he's making great money, and he's doing it right. He just bought a new Kenworth W900, from what I know, and not really going to talk about a whole lot about his channel, but Justin, if you're watching, I love your content, and maybe when I get to South Carolina or something, we can hook up and keep the rubber side down. So, man, I'm sorry. So we're going to get down the road. I need to exit here in about 6 miles. And these hot tubs kicked off here. It should only take about 15, maybe 20 minutes to get these 3 off. Then got to use the forklift and a pallet jack. I've got a pallet jack in the rear of the trailer, so they can get them off the forklift. Because, unless they have a dock, I don't think they have a dock here. So if there's no dock, we're going to use that pallet jack. But it's going to take a little bit longer. Get up and get some exercise this morning. I don't mind helping these guys unload. A lot of truck drivers want to get out of the seat, and because we don't get paid to unload the freight. But if I can get in and out of there quicker, within a hand or two, I don't mind doing that. And it's just part of the job. So we get down here and unload these hot tubs, and we'll be back. See how we're doing.